Hey guys, so I've been playing around with some handwriting stuff lately, and I wanted to emboss my handwriting, but I don't have one of those little fancy pens that you can buy to do embossing with, so I'm just going to use glycerin. Here I'm showing you the art journal. I made this art journal a while back, and it's a good size art journal. It's not too big, it's not too small. I really enjoy this size. If you want to see how to make it, just leave me a comment below, and I would be happy to do that for you guys. I had put some wax paper behind the pages that I'm working on, and then now I'm using some Ranger Multi-Medium Matte to stick the dictionary page down onto the page. Stick the page to the page. I just really like the look of a dictionary page behind stuff. It's just an extra layer of awesomeness. So I'm using a card to really smooth that out too, to make sure there's no bubbles. So now I'm just tearing the edges off versus using scissors. I just really like the look. It's very raw and rough, and I just really like the texture that it gives the page. So that's why I like to tear it. So I'm going to be using some of my homemade India ink sprays, and I'll link that video showing you how I made those down below in the description box. And I'm just adding several colors, a blue-green, a purple, and a brown, and I even added a little bit of water, but I think it got cut out. So now I am blotting some of the puddles, and I do 2 or 3 layers because my first intention was to use white embossing powder, but I ended up changing my mind. I kind of wish I still would have done the white, but it still looks good anyway, either way. So that's why I'm doing a couple layers. I'll also put in the description box below any of the product that I used in here because my camera didn't want to focus in on the little small stuff. So what you saw just there was Dr. P.H. Martin's Iridescent Calligraphy Colors and 13R Nickel, which I purchased at Hobby Lobby, just in case you're interested. I hadn't seen it there before, but it's really, really pretty. I love the color of it. So I just put it straight up into the middle of the page there and added some water and let it drip down. It's got that real organic feel to it. I think it looks really pretty. Isn't that a pretty color? I mean, it's almost got like this rose gold look to it. It's really, really pretty. So I did that on both sides and just moved it around, added water, moved it around, dried it thoroughly. So here I'm just marking some straight lines so that when I go to do the handwriting, it's in a straight line instead of, I either go uphill or downhill when I'm writing in cursive. I don't know why, but I do. That's a lost art, isn't it, writing in cursive? I'm not even sure they teach kids in school like that anymore. So here I'm just sketching or writing the words that I want to put on the page, and I'm trying to use a light hand with it because I'm not sure how well it's going to erase at this point. So I'm using a recycled little pot that I brought home, some like dressing or something in from a restaurant that I washed up real good, and I put some vegetable glycerin in there. And now I'm using a number 2 round brush. That specific brush is Ranger's Artist Brush. You can buy like a pack of 6 or 7 of them. You can get those at Hobby Lobby as well. And I'm just going over the word that I wrote, and you'll see me go back and forth because if it skipped or if there wasn't enough glycerin there or whatever reason it wasn't shiny enough, it wasn't matching the letter next to it, then I would go back and add some more glycerin to it. So there I'm using some American Crafts embossing powder. It's black opaque finish, and hindsight is 20/20, right? Well, I should have used like an extra fine embossing powder, but I don't have any, so I just used what I had. I think it would have turned out better with an extra fine embossing powder, but it is what it is, so there you go. This is sped up about 4 times, but I left this blow drying part in there, and that's how long it took me, a minute, I guess, or so, a minute or less, to emboss that word. So I'm doing one word at a time. That way the glycerin does not, dry up on me and leave like a splotchy letter when I add the powder. But I think it turned out pretty good. If you didn't want to, you wouldn't have to sketch the word beforehand. You could just, freehand it. But I thought I better, write the word first so that I had a guide, even though it's hard to see because I can't get my head over top of it. but it's working out okay. The reason this is a voiceover is I live in Kentucky, and allergies, it's allergy season right now. Everybody that lives around me has having allergy problems, and when I filmed it, I was talking, but I was sneezing and carrying on, and that's kind of why my voice sounds so odd now. It's just allergies, and I'm hoping that, it's like tree allergies, like tree pollen and like grass pollen and all kinds of stupid stuff. It's just getting its way all up in my business is what it's doing. So here I am. I'm almost done. I've got one more word to do. And the phrase, always stay humble and kind, is from a Tim McGraw song. It might even be the name of the song. I'm not really sure. I don't listen to Tim McGraw not Tim McGraw. I don't listen to country all that often. But I love this song. I think this song is beautiful, and I think it has a beautiful message, and we just need to be reminded to be humble and kind. And it's, the world that we live in today, it's really hard to do that sometimes. But I just wanted to put it in my art journal, so every time I saw it, it would be a reminder to always stay humble and kind. I just think it's a really pretty saying. Sometimes it even makes me get teary-eyed when I'm hearing the song. It's such a beautiful song. So here I'm trying to use the water pen that I had put glycerin in, and it just wasn't laying down enough glycerin. I mean, it just was barely even putting any on there. So I just wiped that up and went back to my brush. I'm just adding a few little details here and there, no big deal. And when I'm going back and add more, it's because there was, it didn't get covered. The embossing powder didn't cover the glycerin all the way. And so I'm just going to add a few little things here and there. I wanted to keep it a little simple. I just wanted it to be more focused on the words and not much else. So I didn't want to do too much fancy swirly doos. And so now I'm taking, that is Dr. P.H. Martin's waterproof India ink in matte. It's in matte, so it's not going to be shiny. So I put it in another little pot, not the one with the glycerin, but another clean pot. And I added some water to it, and I'm using a fan brush right there. And I did some splatters with it first, and now I'm just going along the edges there to kind of frame the page. And now I just took that same brush, and I'm writing with that black India ink. And I'm just writing Tim McGraw on there so that I know, where I heard it from. And then I'm going to put the date, and that'll be it. So if you like this video and you want to give it a try, give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye.